Welcome to the Cooking Principle, Cooking with Kyle. Well, it's been a while since I've seen you and you've seen me. It's because we've been on vacation. And you know what? We didn't cook a thing during vacation. We just did some regular breakfast stuff. But in terms of getting in the kitchen and doing anything, we just didn't. And you know, of all those great restaurants, nothing compares to what we can do here in our kitchen. So I want to share with you, now that we're back, a recipe that we're going to have tonight for dessert. We're actually going to get something for dinner. I'm not quite ready to cook a full meal yet, but we're going to do dessert and we're going to do lemon bars. So I'm going to show you these lemon bars. We're going to take a 9x9 and spray it. You want to make sure that your oven is set to 350, and to a bowl we are going to add a cup of all-purpose flour. We're going to add a stick of melted butter and 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and that's going to create a dough that we're going to mix together, and we're going to press down in this 9x9 pan. Okay, when you see this dough, it's going to remind you of a cookie dough. That's what you're going to want it to look like. And over to the 9x9, we're going to press this dough down into the bottom and make sure it's good and even with the pan, and every little inch of this pan has some dough. Okay, this is what it looks like, and we are going to put it in our 350-degree oven that's preheated for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and do the topping. I'm gonna tell you something funny. I made a little kitchen boo-boo. So when I was pressing this dough down, I thought, God, that looks real big. Well, this is a 10x10. So I had it in a 10x10, and we were just gonna have flat lemon squares, I guess. Well, I've got a pan. You can do this in a 9x9 or an 8x8 as well. You just maybe, if you do the 8x8, you may need to adjust the temperature a little bit. But now we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to put it in for 15 minutes on 350. Okay, y'all, we cooked our crust. I'm going to put that right there. Now, we're going to make the topping, and it's going to be real easy, real quick. You're going to take 2 beaten eggs, and then you are going to do a cup of sugar. Going to do 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You can do fresh or you can do the bulk kind. I have the bulk kind. And then 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and then we're going to mix that up together. Imagine it'll be thicker. Okay, almost makes like a glaze, what it looks like to me. And then we're going to pour this over top of this, and then put it back in the oven on 350 for 20 more minutes. So, all right, let's take this to the oven, 350 for 20 minutes. Okay, it's fully cooked. I'm going to let this cool for a little while before we cut it, and we're going to dust it with a little powdered sugar. We're going to have dessert. All right, these cool a little bit, and I'm going to cut these into squares first. And then we're going to top them off with a little bit of brown sugar. We're going to sift over the top of, whoop, I got that all over the place. Out of the kitchen for a week, and I'm making a mess. All right, let's see here. There we go, we'll keep trying. Okay, so that's what it looks like, dusted with a little bit of powdered sugar. Now we're going to scoop up a little. All right, this is what it looks like plated all up. You can see there that gooey lemon goodness, that powdered sugar. It's good. Try it soon.